Welcome back to The Interval, a musical theatre podcast. This week, it's Wicked Week, and if you know anything about the beginning of our podcast, you know we are obsessed.
If you did listen to our previous Wicked episodes, particularly on the first film, and you enjoyed that we recited the entire plot to you, we apologise, we won't be doing that again.
No, we won't.
If you would like that, give us money or set up a Patreon, and we'll record that specifically for you.
Oh my god. Right. Wicked for Good, which, first of all, kind of a crap title. That's not the point. Wicked Part 2 is what I'm going to be calling it because I don't want that. I saw a double bill of this on the Thursday the 20th of November. So I saw a little bit early. Ooh la la. When did you see this, Tyler?
I saw this at about 5:30 on Friday the 21st.
It's like we're trying to just explain that we're giving receipts right now. We're making sure that people know that we're not just lying. We've seen it.
Yeah. By the way, Jess, I was not very happy with you because you didn't tell me you'd actually
I
booked.
fully did.
You did not.
I
You
fully
literally
did.
Look, I was reacting to the soundtrack at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really excited to see what Jess thinks." And she waited like 45 minutes and she's just like, "Bro, I've already seen it."
No, surely I
But you didn't
told
get,
you.
but you didn't give me any. I think you said you would like, "Oh, my friends like asked if I want to go to this,"
Yeah, that sounds about right for me.
but that was like 4 weeks before.
I'm literally trying to find like the receipts, and I don't think there are any receipts. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Look, I'm really bad at texting people. Um, yes, I
It's
did
fine.
also see it. I did see it the day before, but I didn't give you anything. I didn't tell you a thing about it
No, you didn't.
because
I
you had to come in
I
blind.
I do have. You did tell me one thing, which was that I'm not going to spoil it, but that your screening went feral for a particular
Yes,
thing.
I was included in that. Wow.
I
Yeah.
was. We're going to give you. We'll give you the context of what it was later, but I'd just like to say now, without spoiling the moment in the film, that also happened at my screening, but
Yes.
it was like one family, and it was really funny.
Oh, I love that.
It was just like 5 people at the front.
At the front, that's a choice as well. The front. It's important to note that Wicked Part 2 has not been out for very long, but this is going to be a spoiler review because it's kind of hard to review something without spoiling what happens in it and our favourite parts. So if you have not watched it, I would highly recommend watching it before you listen to this episode. Or put this episode on a really low volume, walk away, go and watch it so we still get a view, and then come and listen to it again.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So, right. We've given receipts that we've seen this. I was dying for this film. I loved it. First of all, I'll go into more about that later. I loved this film.
See, I also did, and I knew I would. But I am going to ask you now, do you think you had like more momentum for it because you were a double bill?
Oh, yes.
Because I loved it and I knew I would love it. We're not going over my history with Wicked. Listen to our first episode if you want it.
If you dare.
Yeah. So like I loved it. I went in with expectations. It pretty much met my expectations exactly as it would, which I will
Love that.
expand upon later. But I do have to say I was kind of sitting there for like the first half an hour or so thinking, damn, this feels like it would have hit more if I had like double billed.
I think like it's tricky because obviously, like I said, I saw it as a double bill like the day before it officially released. Somehow, I don't know how that happened, but I did. And there were parts in the show, like there's a bit at the beginning of the first Wicked where there is a figure running away
Oh,
on a
that's
horse,
I love
and
I fucking love I loved it so much.
in Wicked Part 2, that is kind of rehashed, and I looked over to my friend and I was like, it's not. But I already knew that it wasn't who I thought it was
You
because I'd
can
seen that an hour. Oh shit, I can,
you
can't I?
can spoil it.
I knew. I only remembered because I thought it was Elphaba at the
Yeah,
beginning.
I thought it was Alphaba or Fiero going to look for Alphaba, but surprise, it wasn't. It was Glinda.
Fucking Glinda. But that hit harder for me, I think, because
I loved it.
I'd seen that not 3 hours before, and it kind of rehashed in my brain.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I will also say one thing that I noticed and that I know a lot of other people have, which was just such a good attention to detail, is the characters look a year older in the second. When you've watched it as a
Yeah.
double bill, you can tell they look older. That's a mental attention to detail.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first moment where we got the first close up as
Mm.
like Cynthia as Alphaba when she
Ugh.
jumps off the broom, and I'm like, yes, girl, you have your glow up.
And she's like, what? Because one of the things I got so worried at the beginning of this film, and I was constantly thinking how you were going to react to it as well. Because it starts very different to how the opening of Act 2 does in the show.
Hmm.
They're laying a little road, and I was like, oh no. And then the song's different. I went, uh oh, they've taken too many liberties already. I loved that scene. I thought it was sick.
No,
She's beating people up. Pop off, Queen.
oh, I thought
Love
it was
that.
great. I was like, yeah, I liked it a lot. Little action sequence at the beginning. I liked the melody they did for the
Oh,
opening number. I thought it was cool. I will say the. Oh no, wait, it doesn't really work in context. Actually, never mind. I was
oh, now
gonna,
I'm on the edge of my seat. Go on.
I was gonna say the rehashing of like the book dance kind of felt like it was a bit.
Yeah,
It kind of felt like it was TikTok pandering, but obviously they filmed the films at the same time.
I do think it was kind of. I look when it came up. I was like, oh, I remember that dance. That's kind of sweet. I see what you mean though.
I remember that dance I saw 2 hours ago.
No, I saw. Yeah, that's true. But I did quite like the idea that
But
the
I
I
did like
think
it.
the people around her haven't really changed in the sense of they're just pandering to her the whole time.
Yeah.
I quite liked that. I love that her two best friends, I can't remember their names, but Fanny is one of them. Played by Bowen Yang, because oh my god, he's so funny. They're so good in this film, Tyler. Like, oh, they just cracked me up every time.
They were great. Um, do we, at the risk of, because I fear we are at the risk of just treading the film, the entire film in chronological order,
Mm.
do we want to kind of jump into specific characters for a little bit?
Oh my god, I'd love to do that. Can I?
Can I have a moment, just because
Yes.
it's not on my notes and
You
I
can
need
hold
to
space.
get it up? I'm not. I will not be holding space for this woman. Can I have a moment to discuss Madame Morrible?
Tyler. Tyler. Please do, and I really hope you're going to say what I'm going to say.
I was very angry as she officiated the wedding.
Okay, not what I thought you were going to say, but valid.
I'd,
What's she doing?
But-
She's always there.
but we love a versatile career woman. She's a
She's not versatile. She's a
she
bitch.
is. She's a press
She-
secretary. She's a wedding officiant. She's a weather girl.
She's a weather girl. She's the weather. She's a weather girl. Oh my god.
No, look, I mean, like she's a good villain. I think she's kind of more impactful as a villain in the film, in specifically in this film, than she is in the stage musical. Because I think in the stage play she's kind of hammed up a bit more.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I will say, my like the first thing my mum said to me when we were leaving was, "Oh, I was really glad when those monkeys took her away."
For sure. I wanted her to get a worse situation, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Do you want to know? I have a hot take with. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a hot take. I have a take with Madame Morrible.
please.
I just want to preface first. Fantastic actor. Can't sing though.
No.
Can't sing. And I was okay with that in the first part because she doesn't really need to sing. She has like one or two singing lines. This one she does, and it does not work. She can't sing. Sorry.
This segues quite nicely into one of my notes. So thank goodness.
Oh,
Our,
yep.
I will say Ariana Grande. She ate.
Queen.
Um,
She ate every
why?
single scene.
Why was the song cut in the way that it was cut? It felt very Frankenstein's monster, in my opinion.
Oh, it felt very that scene in Bohemian Rhapsody. If anyone knows, you know.
Like, I'm really glad they kept the emotional bridge. That was the main bit I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
Ariana obviously delivered it amazingly. Something that kind of struck me about it, and it might have just been like, I might just be making this up. But to me, it kind of felt like she almost sung, like, delivered those lines in the way that she, like, in, like, her vocals were kind of set more in the way that she sings her pop songs.
Oh, you reckon?
I mean, I could literally just be making it up, but it just sounded like she hit the notes like slightly lower,
Mm.
and I thought that was cool because when you listen to those lyrics, and you think about the career she's had and the experiences,
Yeah.
she's had. That song is, and particularly that part of the song, it's obviously something that will resonate with her so much, and I thought that was really cool. I could really feel
Mm.
that she was, not only bringing Glinda and Glinda's perspective into that song, but it was really probably very powered by, the own experiences she has had since
Yeah.
her pop career started when she was younger. So I loved it. I wasn't a massive fan of the way that the song was cut, and they had some sections, they took some sections out.
Mhm.
I'm going to quickly segue to, we can talk about this song properly in a second. But No Good Deed, why did they cut out Glinda screaming for Fiero in the soundtrack? Because I thought that was so cool in the film. It's,
Glinda screaming for Fiero rather than Elphaba screaming for
yeah,
Fiero was so impactful.
I loved it, and it makes it.
It broke my heart.
And it made me like think, why isn't that the way the lines are delivered in the stage play? Because in the
It's
stage
so
production,
good.
Elphaba screams Fiero as she comes up like from the floor, which I guess kind of makes sense. But in the context, in the context of that moment, it was one of my favorite parts of the film.
Yeah.
As was the whole exchange between Fiero and Glinda before that, which we
Oh,
can talk about when we talk about Jonathan Bailey in a second.
yeah. One like just while we're on the topic of No Good Deed, which I two things really. The first one, very niche, very it really messes with my mind. But in No Good Deed, they change one word in there. It's from it's cannot into can't, right? Listen to it again
Hmm.
because in the original soundtrack it's cannot, and in this it's can't, and it doesn't hit right. And every single time I sing this song, it I mess it up because I'm singing the old version, but it doesn't sit right, and it really annoys me. They just changed that one little word. It's the line near the end. It says, "Let all of Oz be agreed. I'm wicked through and through, and since I cannot succeed, Fiero saving you." That's the original. This one is, "And since I can't succeed, Fiero saving you." Sounds minimal. Very. It messes with my brain. I don't like it. I don't like. I don't get why they changed that.
Yeah, that seems like an odd decision. On No Good Deed, I will say the way this was particularly directed for the screen, it was my favourite song. I thought it was so cool. I
Yeah.
loved the visuals of her in the castle with the monkeys and all the fire. By the end of it,
Beautiful.
I loved the flashbacks, particularly with her stepping into the flashback at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really cool. On kind of slight changes or adjustments, one thing that I noticed that felt quite significant from the stage play, it's not necessarily like a change, I would say, but it is. This will make sense, I promise. So I noticed that a handful of the lines that are typically more delivered for comedic effect in the second act of the stage play were toned down, so they didn't hit in a comedic
Oh.
way. Like the we can't all come and go by bubble. That's usually hit quite like aggressively on
Mhm.
stage, whereas it wasn't in the film. There are other examples as well. I kind of missed some of that humor, but I also think it was a really clever choice because it really kind of hammered home how much darker For Good was meant to be in contrast to part one, and I
I
liked
really
it.
love how much darker this was for all of them involved. Like, I. It felt. The thing is, a lot of people are not liking this film because then, well, I was gonna say they're not really
Look,
understanding,
I
but you understand how
look.
you
It's a
feel.
well-known fact that Act Two of Wicked is weaker than Act One. Just accept it. And if you go
But
in with those expectations, this film is great.
well, I don't. I mean, the thing is Act Two of both the stage show and the film is just the consequences of their actions coming into
Yeah,
play, and I love that. And these are just the consequences. There aren't any good consequences here. That's what no. That's why No Good Deed, in my opinion, is the best song in the show slash in this film because it is the pinnacle of the consequence. Nothing they've done, despite trying to do good things, has gone
yeah.
right for them. And there's always a consequence to your actions. So, on that, you said No Good Deed is your favourite song in the
Did
film.
I? You just said Jess. You
You
literally
said,
just said
yeah,
that
but you
two
said
seconds
that's your favourite like 5 minutes ago.
on No Good Did. I will say the way this was particularly directed for the screen, it was my favorite song. Oh no, I did. I'm sorry.
No Good Deed is my favourite song in the film. You said it was also yours. Are you standing by that, or do you have another favourite song?
I have another one, but I feel like we should leave that one until the end.
Ooh, okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I know we're on characters. Can I highlight a character, please?
Yes.
That I genuinely, first of all, I nearly fell out of my chair. Second of all, the crowd screamed. Fucking Dulcie Bear.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, she was back! He was so cute! Oh my god, I died for Dulcie Bear. I love
I
her
would
so
die
much.
for
The
all the
fact that
animal.
she was
Every time the
back.
animals were on screen, it made me cry.
Oh, and that's kind of
Especially
like.
at the very end when Glinda was doing her addressing the Aussians,
And they're all coming
and then she
out.
said all Aussians, and all the little animals came out because they were
Yeah.
accepted again. And they didn't have to be scared.
So cute. I will say though, I was very nervous at the beginning of this film when it transitioned to the animals trying to leave Oz because I knew this was not a thing that was in the show. And I thought, oh no, and I could smell the new song coming. I could feel it. I'm hot take, not a huge fan of it.
I don't know if it's a huge hot take. I am also in agreement.
It feels like a climate song, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like in the current political climate, it's really impactful.
Yes,
So I think it might be a bit of an anthem for some people, but in the actual film, I was just like, why are you doing this?
I
I
I
This soundtrack is perfect. You don't need to add this song.
yeah, I liked it, but I also kind of I think it ground the momentum a little bit.
It did. It's the thing that annoys me. I'm not going to go off on a full rant here because that's for a whole different episode. Nothing annoys me more than a musical that adds songs after it's been out for like, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years. This this has been ironed out within an inch of its life, and Wicked is no different. Every single song is there for a reason. The pacing is perfect ish.
Yeah,
Don't add, if you add two more songs it throws it off, and they both did that. I will say though, No Place Like Home and Girl in the Bubble, performance wise, Oh my
Oh,
god.
so good. I will say
Give those people the Oscars right now.
I liked the direction of Girl in the Bubble with the mirrors constantly. Like you kept thinking, oh, now we're
Yeah.
looking at her, and we were always looking at mirrors until the last bit.
I kept looking to see where the camera was. I was like, how are they doing this?
It was really
It's
cool.
great.
I appreciated like the introspective look that Glinda had throughout the song. It
Yeah.
was cool. It was cool getting into her head. Whereas Alphaba's No Place Like Home, like you said, it was kind of more of an anthem, and it was her trying to spur the animals to not leave. And
Yeah, but it didn't even work, so it was kind of a pointless plot point.
yeah,
Like, and the thing that I will say, "Girl in the Bubble" is probably my least favorite song in this, in the film, and "Wonderful" exists. So, you know, yeah, they both just kind of felt pointless, and I was like, I don't understand why they're there.
I liked the inclusion of I liked Glinda's inclusion in Wonderful.
Yeah, I did get to a point where I was like, okay, it's weird now. Why are you all spinning around? But also Jeff Goldblum, like joining in on the two of them, cracked me up
I will
so
say that
much.
editing on the spinning kind of took me out of it for a second. I was like,
Yeah,
this,
it was
this,
wild.
this is a bit weird.
It kind of it touched a bit on comedy there, and I was like, oh, I don't want this. This is a too much of a vibe change, especially after like we've just had the Wicked Witch of the East, which we'll get back to Nessa. First of all, Marissa Bone. Wow, Nessa. Fuck Nessa. We don't like her. Not you,
Not
baby
you,
Nessa.
Marissa.
But it's such a tone change between that
She
and
was
Wonderful.
really good. But while we're talking about Nessa, I'd like to talk about Nessa, and I
Oh,
would also like to talk about Bok.
I would love nothing more than to talk about these two people right now.
Ethan Slater, come and collect your awards. Honestly, Tin
Wow.
Man, the hacking at the door, and then the reveal of it. I
Oh,
did.
I had shining
Did
flashbacks.
you think he was actually gonna like hack Nessa with the axe?
I thought he was gonna
I
kill
fully.
her. I was like,
He
there's no
was.
way.
He
Imagine.
was. He was really scary. Like
He he
I
was
loved
so
it.
good.
I
To be
loved it.
fair, like the point when he goes, I will say I really really liked that he actually we see him go to the train station and we see like the family getting kicked out
Yeah.
because she's banned the Munchkins. I love that, but absolutely adore the scene afterwards where he's like serving her. He's so there's so much rage behind his eyes and pain. Ethan Slater, come on now. That's my SpongeBob. That's what I'll say. But Nessa, there was a bit where I can't remember the exact words, but Bok was like, "Oh, I'm leaving,"
hmm
and she was like, she basically did a like "hell you are" kind of thing, but kept it under wraps. There was some evil in her eyes that made me want to punch her so bad. She is such a good villain. I think she did such a good job, Nessa, of making you feel like I hated her. She made some horrible choices. She was so mad, uh, which is wild to me. She got so upset at Elphaba for being like, "Oh, when our dad died, who hated you and treated you like dirt, when he died, you never came and comforted me, even though you were being literally hunted by the world in which you come from." And that's insane to me. To like just to prioritize yourself over the mad.
I will say I loved Alphaba's delivery of nothing's ever been good enough for you and it never will. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I love that she did the typical like, you're not going to attend the wedding. You're going to get Fiero, and she wasn't. She was going to see Glinda.
Yes, she was. We love our gay icons. Can we very quickly talk about the change they made where they did not restore Nessa's legs, instead made her fly, because I loved that so
Yes, that
much.
was really cool.
I was that's one change
That
that I
was a
wish they
big.
did in the
That was a
stage
big
show.
point of like speculation.
Yeah, because it's kind of always painted to be like a
Also,
fix.
they did change the lyrics because there is a lyric that's quite, it's not the nicest representation of like using a wheelchair or like what a wheelchair can represent. For a person, I think the lyric, like the original lyric, is something like "I've all been like being stuck in this hideous chair with wheels," and yeah,
Yeah.
that's not great. But obviously, they changed it, and we still got the really good. I loved the when she delivered the just her and me, the Wicked Witch of the East, and she was looking in the mirror. So good.
Oh, oh, it's so powerful. But yes, we can absolutely talk about the wedding.
So
I I was on the edge of my seat when this started because I was so desperate to see how right we got it.
there was not a horse in sight.
I know. Where was is his name Philip? Where was Philip?
Jack the horse.
I looked Jack, that's it, close enough. I was looking out for him
I
the
love
whole
Philip
time.
Wolf. No.
Again, same guy, same thing. I
Okay.
I want to say I was obsessed
Okay,
with this wedding. It was so beautiful.
Yes. So I was disappointed by lack of horse. I was I
Yeah.
was extremely I was like slightly raging that Madame Morrible was the person who officiated the wedding. What I was not disappointed by, the contrasting shots between Glinda walking down the aisle and Elphaba walking into the room where the wizard has locked up copious animals. That
Oh my god.
that was fantastic. That was one of the best sequences in the film. I loved that.
Mhm.
I loved it so much. And obviously it all accumulates with Elphaba freeing the animals and they crash the wedding.
Which, to be fair,
Yep.
we were kind of
Yep.
right with that.
We did get that right. We get a point for that.
Thrilled.
The wedding was crashed, and Glinda, she wasn't technically left at the altar, but I'm gonna say she technically was because Fiero left before they could get married. So
And then she sung "I'm Not That Girl" on the steps.
that's
Of
another
the empty and
point.
destroyed
So
wedding. So I
that's
was
3 points to us.
Like, I
That was
I thought we were pretty close with that.
Yeah. I'm happy.
And I do just want to say she being Glinda slash Ariana Grande looked beautiful. And like as she was coming down with the train on her dress and the butterflies, oh my god.
Honestly, the only thing I can think when I see long wedding trains though is like, but what if someone steps on it? They
That's why there's no one standing
They-
behind you in the aisle.
they make me nervous. They're not practical. What do you do when you go to the?
Glinda's not practical. Look at what she wears. She's running over to Elphaba's castle in a white dress. What's she doing?
This is true, but genuine question. You've got a long wedding train, right? What happens when you need a wee? Do you sort of hike the dress up, and does the train do you throw it over the door?
I mean, yeah. Like technically, what you do is that's what bridesmaids are for. When you need a wee, you take the train, you like hoik it round your waist, and your bridesmaid holds it for you while you pee.
So I might be doing that in 2027. That's good to know.
You never know. You never know. I loved the wedding scene.
It was great.
We got very close. Beautiful scene.
So
I loved how the animals got to ram Madame Morrible's face into cake multiple
yes,
times.
that was.
I got some laughs.
I liked the Was it like an emu? I think he was just getting like really in her face.
They just kept
That's
going
great.
for her, and I loved it.
I loved it.
I thought it was a really nice scene. Can I talk very quickly about one scene that we spoke about in the first part because we didn't think it was a thing, and Tyler, it was a thing. The poppy scene was a thing. Do you remember?
Yes,
we did a dramatic retelling.
Yes, and I got really excited because I thought, oh my god, they're gonna
So did I.
they're gonna do everything from that dramatic reading we did, and then
I was like, it's the scene, it's the scene.
and then they didn't, and I was slightly sad.
I literally sat next to my friend. I like shook her and went, "It's the scene, it's the poppy scene," and she gave me a look of, "I don't know what the fuck you're on about. What is happening?" Oh, I loved that scene. Was just so cute, and apparently they had to cut quite a bit of it because it was quite gay. speaking of gay, For Good.
Yes, so
That
this is
song. Oh my god.
yeah. So this was my other favorite song.
Ooh, interesting. This song was beautiful and heartbreaking.
It was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was it
Hmm.
ripped my heart out and stamped on it.
And it prompts loads of memes where Dorothy's in the trapdoor, like, what the
Yeah,
hell is going on, darling?
that is one of my favorite things about this moment. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Their performance was wonderful. This was the first song they ever sung together.
Really?
Yeah, when they after
Aww.
they found out each other had been cast, they went to one of their houses with John and they played it on a piano and they
Oh,
sang
that's
it
so
together,
cute. Stop. I love that.
which is really lovely. I loved everything about this. Everything from the moment Glinda arrived at the castle until the melting happened.
Mm. Oh, God. Glinda, like, in the closet, mind you, just saying. Watching it happen as the
Oh,
shadow.
in the
Oh my
closet.
god, it was like heartbreak. And I was really confused though by one very important part. Glinda is not stupid enough to know that she melts. Why is she panicking so much?
I think it's one of those things where we kind of just have to we just have to suspend disbelief
But like she,
because otherwise it takes all the ambiguity out of the ending.
I suppose, but come on, Alphabet is a human being.
But it is questionable, so I
It's
don't know.
a questionable belief, but also we all know that Glinda kind of is quite gullible in that sense. That's why she went with the wizard and Madame Morrible in the first place.
Yeah, I have a couple of points about this song and the scenes surrounding it. Yeah, the closet scene and then the door shutting and them just both breaking down and holding their hands together. Oh, it's
Hmm.
perfect. It's amazing. I loved it.
You know, you know that door scene, like the
Yeah, I
closet
know
scene.
it. Yeah, I know it was originally they pushed to cut it.
No, it was improv. That wasn't in the script. They improv that because he just didn't yell cut when they shut the door, and they both leant against it and did the scene.
But also, did you know that once like the whole film had been edited and shown to higher ups, the higher up people were trying to be like, "Oh, we don't need that. Cut it out." And John M2 was like, "What are you talking about? This is the heart of the whole film."
That's insane.
So
Who?
thank you to all three of them
Thanks, John.
for giving us that. The other thing I wanted to say was I was just glad that they kept the melting in in shadows
Yeah, me too.
because I didn't want to see Dorothy go away.
Yep. I'm glad
She's
we didn't see her. We didn't see
she's
her face at all.
she's not important.
No.
I did like Glinda's delivery of "See you later, Dorothy" and Dodo.
Yeah, bye, Dodo. She's so funny. Oh, Doug's got something to say about Dodo.
Dodo's here.
Dodo's here with us. It's an interview with Dodo the dog. That was such a beautiful, beautiful scene, and I mean, all I could hear was people sniffling next to me and around me.
It was wonderful. Would we like to talk about Jonathan Bailey?
I would love nothing more in my life than to talk about Jonathan Bailey and Ryan Reynolds, because what the fuck was that at the end?
Yeah.
I like that threw me out. Why does Scarecrow Jonathan Bailey look like Ryan Reynolds? Very odd. A little bit off-putting, I'll be honest with you. But kind of brings me on to my second favourite song, of which currently it has 2.5 million streams, and I am 2.4 million of those streams. As
Mhm.
long as you're mine,
Yeah.
song-wise, direction we're going to talk about. Song-wise, oh my god.
So good.
Oh, and like the little riffs they do and the harmonies and Jesus. As I've said already, I went and saw this as a double bill the day before. So all the people in there are like big fans of the film and or the show. When I say this theatre went or the cinema went feral anytime Jonathan Bailey was on the screen, and especially when he started singing in this song, I would be understating it. I
Yeah.
was included. Everyone was screaming. People, there's a point. at the end of this where he is topless and she is lying on his chest. People swooned. I'm not even joking.
I
No
love
notes.
it.
10 out of 10. Love that song.
Yeah,
I
it's
am
great.
obsessed.
Yeah, it's also one of my favorite. Vocally, it was one of my
Mm.
favorite songs in the film. Um, my only gripe is the direction for the first minute and a half.
Didn't make sense.
Why do they just walk around separately?
Why? Why does
We
she?
we we can also talk about like the shawl she's wearing
Oh,
because
I kind of slays to be fair. I actually quite like that.
I like it, but it was more from my perspective. I was like, are you not going to be hot?
Oh,
Like
yeah, of course you think that.
from a person who is always warm, yes, and if we're keeping this PG, don't worry. If you're about to engage in what you're about to engage in, that's going to make you warmer. Take the cardigan off.
It did come off at the end, surely. It would have come off in the. Anyway, there's a point at the beginning of this song that, like, the first words are kiss me too fiercely, hold me too tight. And she's wandering away from him at this point on her
Yeah,
own.
he's not even there.
Doesn't make sense to me. It really threw me off. I was like, why are you. In my head, it would have made sense if you guys had, like, come in. He's like, oh, your house is. I don't know. Commented on the house and then just kissed her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, whoa, hang on a minute. And then she goes into it and they're doing this in between making out. That's what I wanted. Give
Yeah,
the
at
people
this
what they want.
yeah, at this point they've only held hands.
Yeah, and they've like lightly brushed a face. Come on now. It's such a. Can you imagine? You're like taking a romantic interest home, and you just start going, "Kiss me too fiercely, hold me too tight." They're gonna be like, "I've just got it. What do you want from me?" Wild. It's a wild choice of flirting, Alphabet. I know you've not done much of it. This isn't it. This isn't the way. It's just reminded me. Chistery.
Fully I forgot that the first words he says I forgot in the stage musical the first word he ever says is Glinda's name. But oh my god, it broke my heart
Oh,
in
and he
the
looks
film.
like he's trying so hard. I love Chistery so much. And then, like when they rip the Oz logos off of their chest, I'm like, go on, more power. I love
Yeah,
it.
I also really liked the moments after As Long As You're Mine where Fiero is just running through the woods and then he sees the monkeys. Because initially I thought, oh no, they're going to try and hurt him.
Mhm.
And
Me
then
too.
when we get to the confrontation later, they're not. They're helping him.
Oh, so good.
I have one more thing,
Mhm.
but it's not like a serious thing. So, do you have
None of
anything?
this ever is. That's fine.
No. Do you have like anything? Do you have any scenes? Like any more scenes you want to highlight? Or I will say, the scene after the confrontation where Fiero comes in and says, "Cigars, let her go, or I'll kill Glinda."
Mhm.
And just before he gets taken away, the moment between Ariana Grande and Jonathan Bailey where he's saying like he hasn't done anything wrong, he just loves her. His
Yeah.
eyes, man.
What a man.
His eyes,
Oh,
give Jonathan Bailey's eyes their own acting category in
please do.
awards,
I'll watch every
please.
film.
Yeah, because his eyes were working overtime in
And
this
his
film.
hair. The way his hair fell. Shit, man. It's just look. That's a very attractive man, and he's very good at acting.
Yeah, he's the sexiest man of the year.
Yeah, like it's not a biased opinion.
No,
It's true.
it is
Oh,
fact.
I love that. I love that. I had a point on that. Not on
Uh,
Jonathan Bailey, but on what you were saying. Oh, when he's holding the gun to Glinda, can you see how much he's shaking? He was like shaking because he just didn't want to do what he was doing.
Yeah. Do you have anything else before we move on to our final thoughts? I have one more thing.
I don't, so take it away.
I have a question to pose to you,
Ooh.
Jess, and fellow listeners. I will say I have already gathered multiple opinions on this. It's like I'm doing market research. So at the end of Thank Goodness,
Mm.
Glinda steps down from like the little podium platform where her bubble is behind, and she walks down because this is the opening ceremony for the Yellow Brick Road.
Yes.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. You could see everything just crumbling in front of
Wait,
me.
what's going on?
Anyway, she's walking down, and as she walks down, she gets handed something.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think this was initially?
Look, I've been slightly influenced by yours, so you say what yours is, and I'll say what mine was.
Right. So, and there's a bit of a build up with this because she takes what she has handed and she walks forward a bit more and then she sets it on the ground. And you're still like, what's going on? So I was convinced she'd been handed like a really big wheel of cheese.
I literally thought the same thing. I was like, is that cheese or is it a cake? But it
Oh,
looks like a wheel of cheese.
yes, so I thought cheese. My mum thought cake. When she put the box down, I thought, oh, has it got like comfy shoes in? Is
Has
she
it
going
got
to change her?
It's just a shoebox. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's just gonna put her comfy pumps on.
She's just got Uggs in there. She's got her pink fluffy Crocs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
And yeah, the two other people I have asked also assumed it was a big wheel of cheese. It is not. It is I don't know, a button to release fireworks, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of also like the final bit of the yellow brick road, which I thought was neat. But yeah, very confusing. Please let me know what you thought it was, because it was like my favorite detail of the film because I found it so baffling. It's not made clear at all what she is given.
It's really not. That has reminded me of. I do have one final point. The thing that annoys me is in this scene, they're going like, "Oh, I hear she has a extra eye that always remains awake." Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Easy as a snake, and he's like, "Oh, I heard her soul is so unclean, pure water could melt her." Which I love that line because that's like having a soul. It just rings really nicely in my head, and I really like it in the show when Fiora's like, "What? People are so empty-headed; they'll believe anything these days."
Mhm.
Which I'm recalling off the top of my head because it's such a good line. And he doesn't say that. And I'm like, no, I need him to be like, that's stupid. And he didn't because he was so obsessed with the surprise engagement that was thrust upon him.
Yeah.
No.
Uh,
Okay. Do we have any final thoughts on this film?
I mean, I kind of said it earlier. I went into this film with expectations, and it met my expectations. I had a good time. I had a cry, and that was what I wanted. I think they've done.
That's what I needed. Fair.
Yeah, I think John M2 has done a really exceptional job of bringing, one of the most beloved musicals ever to screen, and musical adaptations aren't always great.
Mm-hmm.
So well done. He's continuing his reign of making them great again, following up In the Heights with two really, really good Wicked films. So credit to him and credit to everyone in the cast. It's great.
I agree with everything you just said. It didn't like surpass any of my expectations. I think the first one was better than the second in terms of kind of staying true.
Yeah, I will say pretty much the same as you. I would say part one exceeded any expectations I had because my expectations weren't particularly. They were high, but also I was very cautious.
Yeah.
And for good, it met my expectations, and I went into it knowing I would be happy if my expectations were met. I didn't necessarily need, to be absolutely blown away. I just wanted, I wanted a solid adaptation that was going to close out the story. Oh, I will say one little detail I've really liked. At the very end, they cut back to the Poppy scene, and they recreate, the poses from the original poster.
Oh, do they? Oh, I didn't spot that.
Yeah, when Glinda, leans over and she whispers in Elphaba's ear. Yeah, that's, the original poster.
Oh my god. You know what? I wondered why they did that. That didn't even click for me. I love that.
I really, really liked that.
I think they've done a good job at kind of perfecting this music and making it into just a fantastic film. It's not like a perfect film, and it does have some changes that I'm not a huge fan of, as I've said in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. I a wonderful time, and I think all of the actors are fantastic, and the music is incredible.
Yep, me too.
That is our review of Wicked Part 2. I hope if you have also seen it, you enjoyed it. If you haven't, these are really big spoilers. Impressed that you listened to it. And if you're listening to it on a really low volume, you can't hear anything I'm saying anyway, but thank you so much for doing so. Next week, we have another review of Tyler's trip to New York.
Yeah, sorry we lied to everyone again. Next week we will be reviewing Heathers.
We will. I'm very excited to hear what you thought of it. But in the meantime, go to the toilet when she sings Girl in a Bubble.
Or wonderful. It's up
Or
to you.
wonderful. It's up to you. There's 2 different pee spots. And now we will be ending this episode because Tyler has to pee. Bye, everyone.